Hey guys, it's Blake Henson.
Angelo Spagnolo.
Dorn Dickerson.
This is Donnie Football from 93.7 The Fan.
And I'm KDKA meteorologist Mary Hours, and you're watching
Tom was here.
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 Like a true professional. That's incredible. Hi everyone. Tom was here. We are back at it with another weight loss video. There's a helicopter flying overhead. It's a little windy. Testing out a new microphone. Just curious to see how it sounds. Let me know how it sounds to you all. Because I'm going to use this for all types of different stuff. Yeah, look, this is a microphone. It's very, very tiny. It actually attaches to this lanyard. It's a magnetic lanyard. I don't know. Wanted to try a field test, but also wanted to talk to you about the weight loss journey. The trials, the tribulations. This is part 3. And unfortunately, it has not been the easiest weight loss journey to date. But it's not because I've fallen off the wagon. It's honestly because, look, I look at weight loss, and I mentioned this before, as a tightrope. You're walking along the tightrope. There's pitfalls in all directions. All it takes is one slip, and you're off. However, Zepbound, of which I was currently prescribed to, think of that like the catch net. That even if you did slip off, Zepbound is there to catch you. Unfortunately, nothing seems to be there to catch Zepbound, because Zepbound, of which I was completely unaware, is under a nationwide shortage at the moment. And not just my dose, every dose. There's horror stories of people driving 3 hours because they found one pharmacy in the middle of nowhere that had one box of this stuff hidden in their freezer. I called around. No one has it. Who knows when they're going to have it? It's kind of cool to be prescribed a, was it revolutionary weight loss medication? It's not so cool when you can't get it. And how that works now, I have no idea. Does this mean, because right now, here's how it worked. The first month, I was on the 2.5. Second month, I was on the 5. When I was going to the 7.5, of which is the dose I should be on now, they're like, we're calling in the prescription. We really hope you can get it. It's tough to find. News on me. This is the first I heard of it. So I called my pharmacy, and they're like, ooh, yeah, we don't. Not only do we not have that, we don't know where we're getting it. Ever. You know, the date was TBD. They have no timetable. You know, generally, if something's out of stock and you want to order more, sometimes they can tell you, like, hey, it's out of stock now, but it'll be back, you know, a month from now, a few weeks from now. They're like, we have no idea when we're getting this back in. And that's a concern. And I know I'm not alone here. I would hope someone else who's on Zepbound could comment on such a thing, because I don't know what to do now. Do I have to start completely over? Like, because the idea of Zepbound is the idea of Mounjaro, Wegovy, all these types of things, is that it builds up in your system. You know, start with 2.5 to 5 to 7.5, all the way to the top dose. Then once you're on the top dose, you're there for a while. But if you're in the build-up process and suddenly you can't get any more, how does that work? And if I have to start over again, does this mean the potential to then, you know, end up gaining weight? Or I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to do really good. So I did the full month on the 5. Other than, like, and I mentioned this from the 2.5 as well. Other than times where I felt like gassy or there's like a tension buildup, you know, you get the nasty burps, the nasty methane burps. Beyond that, though, it was fine. I noticed with the 5 more than the 2.5 that occasionally, and I want to say like 3 times in the month, that I got like a craving of some type where I'm like, I gotta eat something. And then I would eat it and then, wouldn't eat a ton of it and I'd be fine. But like on the 2.5, I had no desire to eat anything. I would eat stuff, and then once I ate like a dinner or something or like a major meal, I'm like, I'm good. I would go like get a little snack and then boom, and I'm like, I'm good. But I never had the craving to. This last month I did, but it was very few and far between. So I was curious to see what the 7.5 would do. And now I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. Where do we go from here? I have no idea. I don't even know how to approach it. So I have a meeting with my doctor next week, and my doctor had mentioned something. Part of the concern, and if you've been with me on this weight loss journey through the trials and tribulations, the offs and ons, the ins and outs, you know that at one point I had very high blood pressure. I probably still have very high blood pressure. I mean, I'm trying to eat better, but the part I have not exactly adapted to was eating far more vegetables and fruits, which you're supposed to do, which I'll be honest, I'm not against it. I just don't want to. And I know that's bad. I know if you're a weight loss person, you're gonna see this part of the video and you're like, what the hell? Just eat fruits and vegetables. What's wrong with you? But I've tried to limit what I've been taking in, and that's been helping me so far. But I have to eat healthier, and that's been hit and miss. But my doctor said we can put you on a appetite suppressor. But she said, as long as your blood pressure's in check, do you check it at home? No, I don't check it at home. Maybe I should, but I don't. That may be a mistake on my part. But in doing so, I don't know if I should be on this thing if there's issues with having this and high blood pressure. That's a concern. So I have to talk with her next week about that to try to determine the best course of action. The cool thing is that I did the whole month of the 5 milligram on the Zepbound. And now it's been 2 weeks, 2 doses that I should have been on the 7.5, but can't get. So I should be too deep into that. The cool thing is I was concerned that as soon as the 5 ended, it would immediately wear off. That would be it. And it didn't. I still was able to limit my portions. I still was whatever eating. It's telling me you're good. You don't need to eat more than what you're putting in. You're fine. So it's still doing that, which hopefully that's my body kicking in and being like, hey, you were eating less. Stop doing. You don't have to eat more. Because that's part of my issue is that I'll eat and I'll just I can shove it in. I don't know why I do that, but that's what I do. And my body tells you, no, you're good. And I'm hopefully, even without the Zepbound, that it's doing that now. Hopefully that's not a temporary thing. Hopefully it's actually, restricting me. But I have concerns moving forward about how to handle this sort of thing. I have concerns about where exactly I'm going to, if I can continue the momentum that I've been on without the medication. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So that's going to be part of the thing moving forward is if maybe someone better than I do knows when Zepbound's coming in, if somebody knows maybe better than I would, did they stop Zepbound at some point? Or were they able to continue the momentum they've been on? I have many questions. I honestly don't know how it's going to go. So I'm going to step on the scale reluctantly. I've been making good progress. I don't check my weight a lot because I want to kind of reveal it in the videos, not just to you all, but to myself. But every once in a while, I'll just step on there just to make sure progress is still being made. It is still being made, but I haven't checked in the past week or two, the time since I've been off the medication. And that concerns me. So we're going to step on the scale and hopefully see how this goes. Okay. 295.4. Kennywood is my favorite nearby place to do walk and talks. And then they're going to open it, and then people will be here and ruin my fun. No, I'm kidding. So 295.4. We're flirting around with the 20 pounds mark since we started this progress, which I'm fine with. Obviously, sure. Could I have eaten even healthier, eaten even less, and lost more weight? Absolutely. However, part of the idea of that is I wanted a gradual slowdown. I wanted a gradual, like the thing with things like lap band is you immediately have to change, or you'll ruin the lap band. You have to immediately change because generally it makes you completely sick. I didn't want that. I wanted a situation where I could slowly decline from eating the bad things and transition into eating the healthier things. Things like trying to eat less snacks, less things like I don't eat a ton of cookies or cakes or anything like that. I'm trying to eliminate that completely. Trying to eat things like if I have to eat a snack, maybe like a protein bar or something that, is not a, I used to eat a lot of the Nature Valley type bars. They're apparently not very good for you. So I'm trying to replace those with protein bars, trying to drink more water whenever possible. Obviously, I haven't given up on things like pop. That's very difficult for me. That's going to be very difficult for me. But I'm trying to drink less and less of it. And I'm trying to interject waters when possible. But 295.4 is still progress. And I was concerned because when I weighed myself after the last dose of the Zepbound, I was still around the 3 mark. So to be about 5 pounds less than that is a good thing. I think it is, certainly. I think that's progress from there, especially without the safety net of having the Zepbound. But I do have many questions. Many questions like, what am I supposed to do? This is a new medication that's supposed to build up. I can't consult my wife on this because she had Wegovy, and she never had a situation where she struggled to get a dose for this. But with Zepbound so new, I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to do. So maybe if someone knows more than I do, maybe they can let me know in the comments. I would be curious to see what everybody's thoughts are on this. Obviously, it's tough because if you're not taking it, or you don't know anyone that's taking it, you could say well, look at the progress you're making without it. You might not necessarily need it. I don't think that's the case. I think it's something I do need for the long-term benefits of it. I have seen the positive results of people that have been on Wegovy, people that have been on Mounjaro. Zepbound's so new that you don't see the long-term things for it, but since it's the only FDA-approved weight loss version, it's the weight loss version of Mounjaro, I believe it is, you haven't seen those great success stories of people that have lost this ton of weight. And I was hoping to not run into any issues like this because it's getting warm. And I don't know if you've ever been a big person in the summertime. I'm sure if you're watching a weight loss journey or you're on one yourself, you've been through this struggle. Being a bigger dude, bigger in general in the summertime, not great. Not great. You sweat everywhere, your damn thighs rub together. Oh, I had the worst chafing situation where if your thighs rub together and you're wet. I was at Universal Studios one time, much, much younger. Actually, surprisingly, significantly in better shape than I am now. I was still a bigger dude, but I was not that much bigger. But man, I went on a few water rides, and if you've been on a Universal water ride, you well know, you don't just get wet, you get soaked. And then it was a warm day, and I was sweating, and I was wet, and my thighs were rubbing together, and I'm not equivocating it to some of the more painful things that people endure in life. But I can tell you this, I was not very comfortable. I was pretty miserable, in fact, Torturous is the word I'm looking for. And I'd like to avoid that in any way possible for the rest of my days. So I was hoping that with the Zepbound, being able to lose the weight, being able to keep it off, being able to not getting bigger or doing other stuff again would be ideal. Unfortunately, now I'm in a situation where it's an uncertain future. I'm concerned about taking an appetite suppressant because will I be able to eat anything on it? The cool thing about Zepbound is I've been able to, even though I've been eating less, I never felt cheated. I never felt like, oh, I can't eat these certain things or that certain things because the medicine's going to get me. Now, don't get me wrong. When I've eaten those things, the medicine through your body will tell you, no, I probably shouldn't have did that, bud. Through the, methane, the feeling full, I never felt sick, but it felt like I said, gassy, but yeah, that's where it'll tell you. And I'd rather have it that way. But who knows? Very concerned about this Zepbound shortage. I don't know how long it's going to last. Let me know your thoughts on the, are you on Zepbound or you're on one of these other medications that are tough to get? I think a few other ones are currently tough to get at this point. Have you heard anything more? I've done some research, but I can't say I've done, track down every, the shortage is going to last until this date, folks. I haven't done that. So let me know your thoughts on this and let me know what you do in lieu of, if you're not taking any medication, what you do to lose weight, whether it's, I know a lot of people that count calories. I do enough math at work. I can't be doing that stuff. I need just something I can do. Right now, it's just restricting myself. It's being okay, I ate a couple, if I eat crackers, I'll eat a couple. I'm not going to eat a ton. I'm not going to gorge myself at this point. Although I didn't really do that in the past and it still didn't work out. So I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And guys, thanks so much for watching. Any comments that you give, just greatly appreciated. Support me in this goal. I know it's not easy to put myself out there. And, it's not the fun, regular stuff you see on this channel, but I'm trying to work my way through it. And so, if any of this motivates you guys in any way to attempt to do the same, I hope it does, man. Getting in better shape is ultimately, when everybody wants to be around this little spinning ball we have as long as we can. So, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. To support me on Patreon, like John Bailey, like Brett Persing, like Faye N. You can do so. Link is in the description below. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt, a Tomwashere t-shirt, you can do so at Spreadshirt, as well as links to my eBay store, Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, and the Pennsylvania Autograph Collector Association. Links are in the description below. But when it comes to the next weight loss journey or the next video, I will see you soon. But until then, bye everyone.